Hey everybody, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I have another homeschooling video for you guys today, and recently I shared some changes that we made to my youngest daughter's science curriculum. If you guys want to see that, I will have it linked for you in the description box. I talked in that other video about some more changes I was going to be sharing with you guys that are coming up for the 2019-2020 school year. So I wanted to share that with you guys now, even though it's not going to affect this year, it will affect next school year, in case you guys are already like me and your gears are already spinning about next school year and you want to be thinking about what you're going to be using for curriculum, any changes you want to make. Now seemed like a good time to kind of share what is going on in my brain and with our homeschool plans, just to kind of let you guys know what's going on. You'll hear more about this as time goes on, but I just wanted to kind of bring it up today to share with you guys. So as you guys know, there are tons of different homeschool methods. You can do a cottage school method, you can do online schooling through your state if that's available. You can get a box curriculum from a company and do every single thing that they send you in that box. You can be eclectic like we are, where you like to pick and choose which curriculum for which subject. Another homeschooling option is online schooling or distance learning, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. How it's going to affect my girls, and to kind of give you some things to think about when it comes to online school and distance learning. You may want to be the teacher for all of your kids for every single subject, but for various reasons that may or may not work out. So maybe you aren't confident or qualified to teach a certain subject. For me, I am not qualified to teach math. I should not even be allowed to say numbers out loud. I am so bad at math. And I knew before we ever started homeschooling that teaching my kids math was not an option. Really, it was going to have to be some type of program that I didn't know yet which one it was going to be, or if it even existed, that they could do all on the computer with a disk or a program or something, because I didn't want to have to pay a private tutor for the entire length of their education, and I knew that I couldn't teach them. So that was my very first thing that I did when we decided to homeschool was, okay, math. I knew I could not teach math. So I had to figure out and find a math curriculum that would teach it for me. Thankfully, I found teaching textbooks, and it is the very first homeschooling curriculum we ever purchased, and it is the homeschooling curriculum that we have used the longest out of anything. So we've been with them for a long time. My oldest daughter is in 9th grade, and she started using it in the middle of 4th grade. So she's been using it for a very long time. Back when it was all on disc, now they have upgraded to Teaching Textbooks 3.0, so it's all done online. They do still have the disc option if you prefer to have the discs, but I find a lot of people, including myself, who is very like old school, kind of I like discs type of person. I have also decided that Teaching Textbooks 3.0 being all online is really nice because I don't have to have a disk drive. The girls can pick up and do their math on any of the computers at home or on an iPad or wherever they need to, so it really is a great improvement they've made to the program. If it wasn't good enough, they did improve it, I believe, by adding the 3.0 online option. So every day the girls get on the computer, they log into Teaching Textbooks, they do their math lesson, and they watch the math lesson, they do the practice problems, they do all the work online, and then it is graded for me. I don't have to even grade anything. And if they make any mistakes, I can look at the parent-teacher section and see which ones they missed. And then I will say, okay, tomorrow go through your workbook, or you can get the ebook if you want, and redo problems, 4, 12, and 16 or whatever, and have them do it again. But it's just been such an amazing blessing for us because it takes that weight off my shoulders. It's giving them a good, solid math education that I don't have to worry about trying to teach it myself. I don't have to worry about hiring a private tutor to do it. It's all done for me. It also saves me a huge amount of time, just even 2 subjects from, one subject for each girl being taken off my plate every single day. It saves me a lot of time and hassle and stress on my part and on the girls' part. So I highly, highly recommend Teaching Textbooks. You guys know that I've loved them and talked about them for years. They do have a free trial option. So if you are currently homeschooling and you don't like your math program, or you're in the stage where I was, all those years ago when I'm like, what am I going to do for math? I don't know how to teach math. I don't want to have to pay a private tutor. Maybe you just want to try Teaching Textbooks and see if it's going to be a good fit for your child or for you or both. Get any or all of the levels of Teaching Textbooks on a free trial to try out. Maybe you think your child needs grade 3. Well, maybe they tried grade 3 and it was too easy. You can go to grade 4. You can do a free trial of every single one of their levels. You can also do the placement tests that are on their website to see, which level to start your kid out with. But I just cannot say enough good things about Teaching Textbooks. I know I sound like a broken record, but for us, it has made all the difference in being able to homeschool and giving my girls a quality math, solid math foundation and education for very, very low cost and a lot of convenience for me. So I love teaching textbooks, so a program like that where it's online, where there are discs, is really, really helpful. Even if it's just one subject off your plate that you're not having to teach, it's a huge blessing. So I mentioned teaching textbooks being a huge time saver, so that is another reason that online learning, distance learning is a great option to consider. Maybe you've got several kids and you just had a baby and you really need to have one or more subjects kind of taken off your plate while you're in this stage of life that you're really busy, and you just want to have to not teach every single subject. Or like so many of you guys tell me that you are homeschooling while you carry on a full-time job from working from home. I don't know how you do that, but a lot of you guys have told me that you are doing that and you're trying to fit homeschooling in with working at home and being a stay-at-home parent at the same time. So online distance programs are a great option for you as well, potentially, because you're going to be able to know that your kids are getting a good education and they're learning everything they need to learn. But it doesn't necessarily have to be done by you. Homeschooling doesn't mean that you're standing at a chalkboard, 6 hours a day. You can definitely outsource things whenever you need to and whenever you can. Another reason that I think online and distance learning is a great option is variety. Just like variety is the spice of life, it is also the spice of homeschooling. I get tired of hearing myself talk, believe it or not. I hear myself talk a lot. I talk to my kids, I talk to my husband, I talk to my parents, I talk to you guys. And then we homeschool and I'm talking again. And sometimes I get sick of hearing myself talk, so I can only imagine how my kids must feel to hear me talk. I talked about that in my What I Hate About Homeschooling video, how it's very hard sometimes to separate the mom and the teacher in me when I'm homeschooling. I'm homeschooler mode. It's hard not to be in mom mode and vice versa. So having an online program, having a distance learning program is a great way to integrate some variety into your kids' day, because they're not having to listen to you all day long. They have other teachers and other people they're watching and listening to and getting their education from besides just you. Maybe your kids have become mommy deaf and they don't hear a word you say when you're trying to teach them a lesson. Or maybe you just don't have a teaching bone in your body and you're not good at explaining things, just like I'm not good at explaining math. Maybe you just don't feel like you're qualified to teach anything. And you're not good at figuring out what questions to ask. You're not good at maybe answering their questions. There's all different reasons and insecurities we may have as being a teacher. Again, online and distance programs are a great way to give your kids that education that they need, but it doesn't necessarily have to come from you. And there's no shame in that. So even if it's just a few subjects, having another teacher, another person coming into your kid's life by way of online lessons or DVD lessons or however they're happening, it may just be what your homeschool needs for any of those reasons that I mentioned. So for us, for my oldest who's in high school, I want to make sure that she is being challenged enough in the really, really core, important subjects like math, science, history. So I want to make sure she's being challenged enough. For my youngest, I want to give her the opportunity to have an experience that is more close to a typical school experience. Not the bad parts of it, but the good parts, having a fun teacher who's doing these really, animated video lessons, and she's got props. That's one thing I noticed, and I'm going to be talking about this in a minute. I watched a sample lesson of what we're going to be doing, and the teacher was really fun, and she had all these really neat props laying out that she could show during her lesson. I thought, I don't have those things. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on all these things. I don't have some of these things, and it's just going to be a nice way for her to get that kind of experience of having another teacher, making things more fun than maybe I could do here at home. So adding other teachers into your kids' homeschool day really does give them a variety of different people to listen to and just add some fun to their homeschool. So for all of those reasons combined, and in addition to using teaching textbooks, which we already use and love and I can't rave enough about, for the 2019-2020 school year, we are going to be adding Bob Jones online distance learning for the girls' history. So my third grader will be doing, she'll be in fourth grade next year, but she's going to be doing a Heritage Studies 3, and my oldest daughter is going to be doing World History for 10th grade. I really feel like it's going to be the breath of fresh air that our homeschool needs, and it's going to be able to challenge them in new ways and give them someone else to listen to besides me. I feel like it will also take some of the pressure off me to be able to have that another subject outsourced for me so that I can have more time to get things done around the house. I can work on YouTube stuff or whatever, because I do spend a lot of time working on my YouTube channel and then just regular mom stuff, paying bills and cleaning and organizing and doing all that stuff, filming videos and everything. So I feel like it's going to be another subject that's off my plate that I can spend that time doing things I need to take care of. So that is kind of a little glimpse into what is going to be changing for our homeschool year, starting in the fall. And just to kind of give you guys some things to think about. I also want to talk a little bit about some things to consider when you may be deciding if you want to add some more distance learning online programs. The first thing I would think to consider is, are there any subjects that you really want to teach, and are there other subjects that maybe you want to outsource to another program, whether because you're not qualified to teach it or it's just not your favorite, or maybe your child is struggling in this subject and you feel like it would benefit them to have a different teacher to listen to. Are there some subjects like that? Maybe you only want to be the one to teach Bible because you don't want to have anybody else teach that to your kids, because you really want to be studying the Bible with them and having these conversations with them that maybe you wouldn't be able to have if they were doing an online Bible program. Or maybe you're really good at science and you love science and you really want to get in there and do all these experiments and everything like that. Are there certain subjects that you want to teach and you have time to teach, and are there other ones that you really don't want to teach or you're not qualified to teach? Another really big thing is how much time is okay for your kids to be on a screen. If they're going to be doing every single subject online, staring at a screen, staring at a TV, staring at an iPad, that may not be something that you want to do. I know I certainly don't. I try to keep our kids' screen time to a minimum as much as possible. So even when they have teaching textbooks, and then maybe they want to go and do something else on the computer, I will break up their subject so they're not just staring at a screen all day long. So if you chose to do every single subject distance learning, that's great. But it is something that they're going to be spending a lot of time staring at a screen, so that's probably going to be something you're going to want to consider. Another thing to consider is, do you want your child to have the physical textbooks for their distance learning courses, or are you okay with ebooks? Like teaching textbooks, they used to always, you could always purchase the workbook. Now that Teaching Textbooks 3.0 has started, they do have the ebook option that's included with your subscription. If you want the physical workbooks still, like the really big thick workbooks, you either have to print it off, which it costs a little bit of money to use all that ink and paper, or you can purchase it from them, for them to have that physical workbook. So that's up to you. I really like the girls to have a physical copy of their workbooks and their textbooks. I personally think it's important. And again, it's another way to keep them off the screens as much, where they're not having to read a bunch of stuff on a screen that's on a textbook. In a textbook, if they have the physical copies, they can read on the book and then go to the screen for their lesson and whatever. So I feel like having the physical textbooks and workbooks is a great option that I like and I prefer. But again, that's something you have to decide if you want those things. Especially with Bob Jones, it does cost extra on top of what you're paying for the distance learning to have the physical textbooks, the physical workbooks, versus doing everything online and having an e-textbook. So that's something you're going to want to consider and budget for if you decide you do want physical textbooks. So those are my thoughts about distance learning and online learning programs, the benefits of them, why we like them, and why we have chosen to do the one we've already have been doing, and why we are choosing to do one for history starting next school year. It may be something that if it works out, I may add other subjects here and there, or I may alternate. I know with the Bob Jones, the younger kids' history curriculum is a 1-semester course. So she will be finishing Heritage Studies 3 in 1 semester. So maybe in second semester, I want to do their next level of their science course, which again is a 1-semester curriculum, not in the upper levels, but I think as far as I know, the elementary levels, like the science and the history, are 1-semester courses. So I may want to do that. I really haven't decided. This is kind of our dipping our toes in the water, kind of feeling it out sort of a thing. But I want to kind of let you guys know, in case you have been interested or thinking about online programs, distance learning programs, kind of the pros and cons and some things to think about. So I hope it was helpful. If it was, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and make sure you hit that notification bell and have all notifications selected. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload new videos, whenever I post the community tab, anything like that. You will be sure to be notified if you have the little bell clicked and all notifications. Also, my homeschooling playlist is in the description box for you guys. Every single homeschooling video I've ever made is in that playlist. There's tons of curriculum reviews and homeschool room tours and homeschool mom tips and tricks and advice. So make sure you check that out if you're interested, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you want to see 2 of my older videos, you can click the links right here. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, if you haven't already, and you definitely should, you can click right here. I upload every single week. I have some links in the description box for some of my favorite stores and products, as well as my P.O. box address. Check out those links if you're interested in those, and I will see you guys in the next video.